So we've been going over exponential functions. They look like this. That was slightly different to the linear function. Can someone remind me what a linear function looked like? Y is equal to... Good? Or what was the general form? What did that look like? Ax plus b, y is equal to c. Okay? So exponential was different because it did not form a straight line when you graphed it. It curved up, or what you'll see today is it curves down. So the function that we're looking at in general maths, the only one that we're going to handle looks like this. Y is equal to a times by b to the power of x, and a and b must be larger than 0. So what I'll ask you to do, I'll go through these 4 features that exponential function has, and then we'll practice drawing it. If it's written like this, y is equal to a times by b to the power of x, a is the y-intercept. So I literally put a dot on the y-axis, whatever the number a is. The next point to consider, the graph gets closer and closer, but never touches the x-axis. There's a term for that. If you have a curve getting closer and closer to something, but never touching it, it's called an asymptote. You don't have to worry about that. We're only in the middle level of maths here. It's just for your consideration that it gets closer and closer to the x-axis, but never touches it. And then, the other thing you'll notice, if this number b is more than 1, the curve is going to go up to the right. If b is less than 1, since it's a fraction, then the graph goes down to the right. Can I ask you please, can you get that information down so I can show you how it works sketching exponential functions by hand? Do you have a maths book? Do you have something to write in? I can get you one. Or do you have one? Okay. The voice is so cute. Je m'appelle Mr. Toison, yeah? Or Mr. T?
Okay.
You have a YouTube account? You should subscribe. No, I'm not that desperate. I can't earn money off of it. It's just all of these lessons that I do, I put it up on YouTube so people can catch it up after. I think so. Oh, okay. I'm talking too fast? Okay, we speak later. Just get your maths books. Maths book. What's the question? This says, and A and B are greater than 0. Yes?
Just copies of what we do there.
Anything in blue is what is like the formula or the thing to do. And then the stuff that I write in blue is like example of how to do the question. Okay? Yeah. I'll leave that up anyway because after this they'll practice for like 40 minutes so you won't miss anything. But after I finish this first video, I'll sit down and talk to you again. So, and I'll slow down a little bit. I could probably have chosen a less intense teacher to have some. Well, I know what I'm doing, so maybe that's a good thing. Couple more minutes to there, and then I'll give an example of how to sketch an exponential function, looking at the things that we've looked at here. I think some people are still getting this, but that's fine. I'm not going to erase it. I just want to demonstrate this, and then I'm going to literally stop talking for 30 minutes. how do I do that? How do I sketch an exponential function? These are my steps. This is go on your cheat sheet in your book. Number 1, make sure it's written in this form. Okay? Step 2, look at A, whatever the number is, straight after the equal sign. That's the y-intercept. So, if I'm looking at this one here and I've been asked to sketch it, which of these numbers is A? Is A 4 or is A 0.5? A is 4, B is 0.5. So I've told you that A is the y-intercept. So where am I going to put a dot? Where am I going to move my text up?
Yeah.
No?
Up.
Up how many?
4.
Is that enough information to draw a curve? I know it goes through there, but I don't know anything else. So, what I suggest you do is substitute some of the values of x, just do 1, 2, and 3, into the equation to get some matching values of y. What do I mean by that? Well, this equation is telling you y is equal to 4 times by a half to the power of x. Let's make x 1 to start off with. What is anything to the power of 1? Itself. So what's 4 times by a half? Y is going to be 2. So what is that telling you? When x is equal to 1, y is going to be 2. Do I have more information to draw my curve right now? I've got 2 dots, but the problem is that's not going to tell you how curved it is. That's why you want to do 2. So y is equal to 4 times by 0.5 squared. A half times by a half is a quarter, and a quarter times by 4. What is a quarter of 4? 1. So that's telling me when x is 2, y is going to be 1. Can you see a curve forming here?
Yes.
And then lastly, y, I'm going to substitute 3 into x. 4 times by 0.5 to the power of 3. So 0.5 times by 0.5 is a quarter. Times a quarter by a half again, that's going to be an eighth, which is 0.125. What's an eighth of 4? Any ideas? 0. Say louder.
0.5.
Good. 0.5. So when x is 3, y is going to be, see there's a nice curve now. The rest of step 3 is plot these points, draw a smooth curve through the points, make sure the curve gets close to the x-axis but never touches. So I'm going to add another dot here. See how I didn't put the dot on the x-axis, it's slightly above, so I can put a curve there. The worst curve ever is now on YouTube. But as long as you've tried to curve through the dots, you'll get your marks. The only way that you could stuff that up is if you got a ruler and did connect the dots like a child. That's wrong. I've told you it's a curve, a smooth curve through the dots. All right. So for now, your homework for until quarter to 12. Can you work on exercise 13C? I want to sit down the international student to show what she needs to do.